Alright guys, just rolling out the videos for you one last time for the school year. Here's part 3. So let's say they give us, which looks like similar triangles here. And just because they're saying transform, that pretty much means they are going to be similar shapes. So most likely anyways. So let's verify that though. I'm assuming that's an 8, guys. Sorry for the bad copies there. But they want us to start with TUV, notice, and go to WXY. So I'm going with the big to the small here. So do you agree 12 would go with 8? Just like the 18 would go with 12. Just like the 24 would go with 16. And now let's just reduce them. If I divide by 4, I'm going to get 3 halves here. If I divide this by 2, I'm going to get 9/6 divided by 3. Sorry, by 6 actually, I would have gotten 3 halves as well. And this one, if I divide by 8, I'm going to get 3 halves. Notice all the matching sides have the same ratio. Now, a fancy word that I did not teach much, guys, is called scale or scale factor. Long story short, are these triangles similar? We would say yes. And the answer is, why is it yes? Because the triangles are similar with a scale factor 3 halves. But guys, this is just as important. Not only would we say they have the same scale factor, but the reasoning is side, side, side. Because we matched them up side to side to side, right? And that's not part of the problem, but I just thought I would add a little bit to the problem to enrich your knowledge. So this is a classic case of side, side, side. All right, pause the video if you need to. Okay, guys, take a look at this one here. As you can see, I already did the drawing to help me out. And that's one thing I really did not do enough with you guys this year is give you a lot more word problems where you had to draw and resketch. So I'm sorry about that. But anyways, we're told that Joel is on top of this lighthouse. Here's the water below, the ocean. And here's this boat over here approaching the lighthouse. We're told that it's 250 feet away. And Joel has to look down at an angle of 41 degrees. Right? So actually my video is a little bit messed up because technically this would be 41 degrees there. And so I'm not really liking this problem. I think they really should have used 49 degrees instead of 41. But let's pretend that what they really meant was this angle looking down was 41 degrees. Okay? Well, actually, let me correct myself here, guys. If that's 41, then this would be 41 degrees. Don't panic, by the way, guys. This would not be, let's say, on your final. Not a problem this confusing. But let's just assume we understand that this is 41 degrees. See, if we're looking up at 41, guys, we're also looking down at 41 degrees. Okay? And you're going to probably learn that, by the way, in physics class. We'll leave it at that. But anyways, if the angle 41 is here, notice 250 is adjacent. The height of the lighthouse is opposite. So what's opposite adjacent is tangent. So the tangent of 41 degrees, you see, would be the height opposite over 250. So to solve for h, we're just going to times both sides by 250. So 250 times the tangent of 41 degrees, guys, is going to be my answer. Now, to save time and not putting a picture of it there, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to trust the table they gave me, even though, again, I would rather prefer you use a calculator to do it to get a more precise answer. But anyways, what we're going to do is take 250 times the tangent of 41, according to our table right here, is 0.87. And if you do that correctly on your calculator, guys, you will get 217.5. And the closest answer is 218, or rounding off is 218 feet. And so therefore, guys, that's our answer, C. Okay, pause the video if you need to. Okay, this is more like what you would see on the final. We have a door over here, guys. A door. It's rectangular, right? We know its diagonal support is 94 inches long. We know the width of it is 42. They're asking for the approximate height of the door here. Guys, do you agree that any rectangle actually has right angles in it? And so I'm just going to do Pythagorean theorem. H squared plus 42 squared has to equal 94 squared, right? To save time, guys, I'm not going to show a picture of the calculator. But anyways, h squared, therefore, would equal 7,072, because we're going to minus the 42 squared from both sides. And then once we take the square root, remember, never forget to take the square root. The height h is going to be the square root of this, which is 84.09 on the calculator. So rounding off, you can see the answer is B. Pause the video if you need to. Okay, guys, we are told in this one they are similar. So therefore, do you agree 8 would go with 6? Just like 20 would go with 2x minus 1. And that's the setup. And now it's just a matter of cross multiplying. I have 8 times 2x minus 1 equal to 6 times 20 is 120. Let me do my distributive property here. And once I add 8 to both sides, I know that 16x equals 128. And once I divide by 16, I get x equal to 8. And so, now they wanted PR. Oh, I almost fell for the trap. What did I teach you guys? Always remember to plug it in, right? Oh, those tricky bastards. Don't let them trick you. Do you agree once I plug in 8? 2 times 8, 16 minus 1 is 15. This side PR is 15, right? So that's what they're asking for. They did not ask for X. They asked for the PR side, which is 15. So guys, I can't believe I almost fell for that trap. Don't you do the same on the final, okay? But anyways, let's do one more. Here we go. Guys, how do you find the size of a cylinder? You're going to do pi times radius squared, because in a cylinder, once we know the size of its base, the circle, all we need to do is times it by its third dimension there, the height, as we call it, right? And so in our case, we're going to do pi r squared times h. We know the height is 5. Let's plug that in. We're told the radius is 2.3. So again, I'm just going to do, as I said before, I chopped off my own speech there, guys. I went ahead and did it on the calculator, and I got 83.09 when I put this in my calculator. Rounding off, you can see it's 83.1. So the volume of that cylinder is 83.1. They did not give us units, but remember, whatever the units are, guys, they're cubic, right? It's three-dimensional. Okay, guys, so hopefully you know your volumes, you know your similar shapes, you know your Pythagorean theorem, you know your SOHCAHTOA, and if that's the case, you're ready for the final. See you in class.